FX, glad to have you with us here from Lowe's Motor Speedway, just outside Charlotte, North Carolina. A night for the All-Stars, and you can see that we moved up festivities here to try and get the race in. Rain falling now. They think it's a shower that will move through the area. Of course, once you dry out the 1.5-mile track, then we'll have the Nextel Open, 45 miles, 30 laps, and then the Nextel Challenge, 90 laps. That's what Jeff Gordon will be in. We have 18 drivers that are set there. This is the formula. Nextel Open for drivers who have not won a race over the past 2 seasons. Winner of that 30-lap shootout advances to the big race. A fan vote will allow another driver to advance to the All-Star Challenge. 20 drivers total, 90 laps spread over 3 segments. Segment 1 goes 40 laps, then 30, then 20. Will invert the field. Anywhere from 6 to 12 names will be flip-flopped, and that'll affect the order. A live performance from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Stadium Arcadium, debuting #1, their album. They're here live with us. And then the final few segments and the ultimate winner. And as you heard Jeff Gordon talk about the $1 million payday, so a lot to fight for. Jeff Burton, one of those guys, Jeff Hamlin, along with Elliott Sadler, one of the 29 drivers in the first phase of this night, the Nextel Open, that need to win or get voted in to participate in the later event.
Yeah, saw a shot of the Jeff Burton, who'll be starting 5th. Now we're looking at Robbie Gordon, who'll be starting back at 14th. And, you know, all of these guys are looking just for that opportunity to get into the Nextel All-Star Challenge. And this is a great thing for them to be able to do, run that first race, maybe be able to advance, but more importantly, what this race is going to do is give them an opportunity to know what this racetrack's going to be like for next week's race when it really counts, and it'll be a point race in the Coca-Cola 600.
Quite of a marathon there.
Chris, I don't interrupt you, but look right there on Denny Hamlin's hand. You can see the stitches that he received in that left hand from that little incident here at Lowe's Motor Speedway during testing. And I had a chance to talk to him the other day about it. And the doctor told me, said, look, no bandages, no extra medicine or anything like that, just to let the air kind of help it heal. But again, you can see exactly how bad that cut was.
From running around the hauler, having some fun. And let's check in with Steve Burns. Denny Hamlin's actually driven and raced very well since that incident, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. With Denny Hamlin, unfortunately, we're kind of wading through a few raindrops, this little shower. Denny, you know, you've really had a tremendous season. I just saw the coach, Joe Gibbs, talking to you. You won the Budweiser shootout, and people said, well, who's Denny Hamlin? Well, I think now they know.
Yeah, hopefully get the awareness out there a little bit, gain a few fans. And, you know, if it wasn't for the fans, I definitely wouldn't be here. That and a lot of good people I surround myself around. So I couldn't be prouder than to drive for Joe Gibbs. He's a great role model that everybody should take examples from. And, man, I couldn't be prouder to be where I'm at.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight, Denny. By the way, Jeff Gordon picked you to win.
Sweet.
Let's go back to Chris.
All right, thanks, Steve and Denny. Scott Riggs again on the pole. Denny Hamlin right up there with him. And again, we hope to get this started. How about, you know, it goes 30 and then the final 20, right? Is how this works. It's a total of 45 miles here.
Well, it's really actually
two segments.
2 segments. You got 20 and 10, really what it works out right there for a total of 30 laps. But the 45 miles comes out of that. The key thing right here is getting a good start. Get out there, keep your nose clean. And if you like for, you know, Scott Riggs, if he can make his car work as good as he's done in practice and not have any issues in the first 5 or 10 laps, I think he's going to be tough to beat. Now, Denny Hamlin has had a solid race car during these practice sessions, but Scott Riggs has definitely had the class of the field so far.
And tonight, a night where you meet drivers and their entire crews winning the Pit Crew Challenge, something they had this week. It was Martin Truex's team actually won that. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum. He's with Martin Truex Jr.
A very productive Wednesday night when they won the Nextel Pit Crew Championship. So a great night for your pit crew. I know you're hoping for a good night for you tonight. You've got 2 chances, really. Win the race or else get the fan vote. And I know you don't want to fall back on the fan vote.
Well, yeah, I don't, you know, it was awesome last year to have all that support from the fans and everything, and that'd be cool if we need it, but we want to get this Bass Pro Chevy up front and win this race. But it'd be cool to get in either way. This is a neat race to be part of. But I got to say, what an awesome week for our whole team, all the guys on the pit crew. My fishing buddy, Jeff Kerr, he smoked them in the single jack competition, so them guys did really good. I'm really proud of them. And then tonight, they had one of them crash cars out here at the track, and they won that too. So
you're a sponsor of that vehicle?
I am a sponsor of that vehicle, so I spent my money wisely. I spent it with a good team, and that's my first. That's the first thing I've sponsored so far. So hopefully we'll get to do more of that. And
actually, me too. I was also on that car as well. Yeah, so we're co-sponsors of Bono's crash car.
Yeah, we were all part of it. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I don't know, maybe we need to put Scarby in a bush car or something. He drove it pretty good, but we're having a lot of fun out here, and I don't know, you want to put me on the 5-minute clock or anything?
Oh, yeah, we'll put you on the 5-minute clock.
No, we're just having fun, and we'll see. You know, our team's been winning all weekend. I got to keep up the tradition, so we'll see what we can do.
Going to be a very tricky racetrack tonight, Chris, especially with the rain falling. He starts 13th, has to work his, and by the way, here is the owner of that crash car, and we'll throw it back to you guys in the hotel.
All right, he was talking about putting on the...
We need to check.
See, there's that money we're talking about. He was talking about the filling for the rain delay. Kenny Wallace, who's in the race, the human rain delay. So Martin Truex Jr. was voted in last year on the fan vote. See, the driver has to do his part, though, as well here.
Yeah, he does. I mean, a lot of people think, well, just because the guy wins the fan vote. I mean, Martin has an excellent chance. You know, Kyle Petty's got a great chance. But the key thing is, Chris, he has got to finish on the lead lap to be eligible for that. Even though he may have the vote won 2-1 or 3-1, unless he's on the lead lap, he's not going to be able to advance.
But for more on what to expect tonight, the guys who will call the All-Star races throughout the evening, Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, and Mike Joy.
Well, we expect a lot of fun once we get going here, Chris, because this has just always been a neat kind of night where nothing matters but the winner. Second place pays, but not a whole lot. And on down from there, nobody is going to remember. So the keys to this whole night are the last 10 laps of each race, especially in the open, because here are fellas that, since they've not qualified for the Nextel All-Star Challenge, they need some bragging rights. They need to either get back on top or have a chance to break through. It happened for Michael Waltrip. He won the Open and went on to win what was then the Winston, and boom, his career was off and running, and who knows who that might happen to tonight.
Yeah, Ryan Newman did that as well. But I think the thing that I would be most concerned about is these guys have been a little nervous over here the last couple of days with the new surface, the hard tire. There's a lot of concerns about starts and restarts, and now we've got weather. And that's going to even make it even more tense because the track's really going to be cool now. The tires need heat in them to make them work. I think we're going to see some – these are just ingredients for some real disasters, particularly on the start of these races.
Larry, we've been chasing the weather here. They've been chasing the track all week. What added dimension is this going to add?
Well, they don't call it the All-Star Challenge for nothing. And I love the whole concept of this week, the All-Star Challenge. It all started, you heard Chris talking about the Pit Crew Challenge on Wednesday night. And this whole weekend here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, it involves the whole race team. It started last night in qualifying for the Nextel All-Star race, where the pit crew was involved in a 4-tire stop on that 3-lap qualifying. And let's just take the Open. It's 20 laps, it's 10 laps. A lot of decisions to be made by that crew chief before that final 10-lap run. Jeff Gordon talked about the small fuel cell. These guys got to make up their mind if they can stretch it for those 10 green laps on that small fuel cell. And then you look at the first 40 laps of the All-Star race. A pit stop, a green flag stop between lap 13 and 16. A lot of decisions to be made then. Then you have the 10-minute pit stop before segment 2 where you can talk about it a little bit. But trust me, I know you said the final 20 laps of the All-Star race, whatever happens on that pit stop before those final 20 laps, I think that could determine the outcome of who walks away from here tonight with that $1 million prize.
Plus, every restart is double foul.
Right.
And so, again, you put these cars side by side, hard tires, cold tires, slick track. Hello, wall.
But the best thing this race has going for it, Chris, is its history. Because more often than not, these races on All-Star Night have come down to checkers or wreckers.
And you guys look a little like the Red Hot Chili Peppers in the outfit, but some of the drivers have said that they're more likely to.
Since when is he the fashion police?
We're all on the same team.
Yes, we
look
are.
at that.
You're dressed appropriate. In fact, they're a little late. You guys will have to perform on stage a
Chris,
little later. I'm sorry, Darrell.
You don't have to work for us, but just don't work against us, okay?
Those are the Red Hot
Chili
Peppers.
Guys, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get Marvin Vitale to go and send some food up there because I'm telling you right now, that stuff is delicious. You wouldn't believe this. Here, look, I got you some landing gears right here, DW. Look, look
wow,
here,
man,
right
wings
here.
and landing gears, my favorite.
This is you right here. Telling you, this is you.
Yeah.
This is all about
we
you,
have
brother.
runners. Anytime.
Tell them to come on down, Mike. We'll take care of it.
Right now,
we're going to share.
Jeff, if you would just send the bones up here, it would be better than anything we've ever had up here in the booth.
I know you guys have had catering issues last week, so I'll make sure I take care of you.
You saw the raindrops against the window, a 40% chance. We're getting most of that now. It seems to be moving through, so hopefully we'll be able to start the festivities here shortly. Red, the color of the night. Casey Kane in the 9 Evernham Dodge on the pole for the Nextel Challenge, and he's standing by with our Dick Bergman. Dick?
And Casey, we have heard so much about this tire situation and how the tires take so long to come in. So given that you started on the pole, how do you handle those first few laps? You go for it or cruise a little bit?
No, I think you go for it. I mean, that's what this whole race weekend's about, you know, putting on a good show for the fans and going for it. Well, you know, the car's good. The Dodge dealer's UAW Dodge Charger is really fast, and these guys will put more rubber on the track during the Open. The track should be really good during our race tonight, and yeah, it's going to go for it every lap.
Do you enjoy this kind of thing? I mean, hammer down, no points, just go for the $1 million?
I do. I think it's fun. You don't have to worry about the points. I've never really been a good points racer, and this year I've been working hard to be a better points racer, and I like it. We get to have a weekend away from points and just go for money and put on a good show. I think Nextel and Lowe's Motor Speedway putting on this race each year is a really cool deal.
Now, I got to tell you, folks, when he came out of this motorhome, we were looking up in the windows, and that place is absolutely packed. How many people have you got up in there?
I don't know. We probably have close to 15 people have been in and out throughout the day. We have some friends from Enumclaw out here and my parents and stuff. So it's cool. It's a good week for everybody to come out and have fun in Charlotte, and we get a couple good races in too.
So that's another version of tailgating, Chris.
All right, thanks, Dick. Casey Kane on the pole. You know, his pit crew won the challenge last year. They were runner-up to Martin Truex Jr. This year. Larry McReynolds has noticed something a little bit about Casey Kane's pit crew.
Pit stop, but notice how when the 9 car leaves, he gets out on the asphalt quickly. Kevin Harvick in the 29 stays on the concrete, and I just believe with this little harder tire, he was able to get the bite a little better by getting out there on the asphalt, and that could have been a big difference in the way these 2 cars got off pit road, got up to speed after that pit stop.
All right, thanks, Larry. And how about in terms of pit crews, in terms of the challenge, that's one thing, but then doing it tonight in an all-star event, and then, of course, when it counts in terms of a points race, you have the 600 the following weekend.
Well, the way the crews look at it, Chris, I'm telling you right now, they all look at it very serious every time they come down pit road, whether it's for the trophy, whether it's for the points, whether it's going to be for the money tonight. They always put their pride and their best foot forward. Tonight will be no different. This race will more likely be determined by guys off of pit road. So we're going to get a chance to see all-star pit crews along with all-star drivers.
And again, the Red Hot Chili Peppers will be performing a little bit later. They'll introduce the drivers and their teams. They're drying the track, so we hope to get the Nextel Open going, and then it's the Nextel All-Star Challenge on FX.